Okay, welcome today, guys. I'm sure you know what this instrument is, unless you've been living under a rock. This is probably one of the top 3 selling instruments in the store, and probably all around the nation now. So this is called a ukulele, or ukulele, if you're super traditional. There are a lot of cool songs being made right now by the guys in like 21 Pilots. Vance Joy has a song called Riptide, very popular. About 10 years ago, we sold a couple a year. I mean, it was like 10, 15 maybe. And then someone brought to life Brother Iz's version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Went through the roof. And then the other one is Jake Shimabukuro did While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And that was an incredible one too. So after those two came out, every year the sales have been going up. And we've got some wonderful local players. And the options for ukuleles have really kind of opened up to higher quality instruments, more tone wood options, and a lot of different brands. So we're going to kind of walk through and talk about the basics on the ukulele. Okay, like most other stringed instruments, if you watch any of other stringed videos, nope. Okay, like most other stringed instruments, this ukulele has a lot of similar parts to some of the other videos that we've done. So this one has the body, the neck, the headstock here. On the headstock are the tuners. They control the tension of the strings. Right here we have what they call the bridge, and mounted to the bridge is the saddle. That's where the actual strings get a lot of their tone. And then up here is the nut. The nut holds the strings kind of relatively in place. On the actual neck, there's these horizontal bars, or vertical depending on how I hold it. These metal bars are called frets, and the frets are actually where we put our fingers, right? So if you've watched any of the other videos, I try to keep it the same so that you can kind of understand that it's pretty easy to pick up other stringed instruments once you know one. Now, ukulele has some unique features. So this one is called a concert ukulele, but there are actually 4 traditional sizes. So the tiniest one is called a soprano. The next one up is called a concert. Then the next one is called a tenor ukulele. And then the final largest one is the baritone. Most of the time, each size adds about 2 inches to the length. So the baritone ends up being about 4 inches longer than this one. Each one of them has different strings and a slightly different tuning to kind of support that instrument. You can see the strings are unconventionally ordered. On the guitar, typically your strings go from heaviest to lightest, but that's what's kind of unique about the ukulele, is if you can see it, this string here is actually thinner than the next string over. That is very unique to ukulele. They do make new strings now where you don't have to have that, and the string can actually be the thickest. So typically they'll call that low G set, or low G tuning. So yeah, that's kind of a different sound. So if you're bored of your ukulele, you can get different tones by just changing out the strings. Pretty cool. Okay, a couple quick tips if you're in the market to buy one. I would recommend starting off with finding something with geared tuners. So the old style of ukulele tuners are that they would go straight through and that the twisting part was straight back. There's no gears on that, so it can just slip, and you end up having to push in while you're tuning, or you'd have to tighten a screw at the end of it, like every couple times you play it. So not very reliable, plus they're not precise enough, so they kind of jump around. So stay away from those. Get something like this with a geared tuner, or sometimes they're sealed on the back, sealed geared tuner, both really good things. Next thing you want to look for is you're going to check the wood quality. So a lot of ukuleles will be just caked on finish and they'll sound choked out. Something like this, where you can see the wood grain, is going to be a lot better tone long term. Next thing you should do is learn 1 or 2 chords. There's a lot of simple chords, like a single finger chord like that. If you can learn a chord or 2, you can play that on every ukulele, and you can determine which one sounds the best, not which one looks the best. You'd be surprised. A lot of the ukuleles out there, they look gorgeous and super exotic, and one half the price will sound better. So keep that in mind. Now the last thing to keep an eye out for would be a straight neck. So you want to look down and make sure that the neck is not twisted at all, or that it's not curved back or forward too far. Unlike guitars, you don't have an adjustable neck angle. A lot of guitars you can tighten or loosen something to straighten that out, and on ukes you can't. So you got to make sure that that's really good. Okay, thanks for watching the video, guys. We've got more Meet the Instruments coming out every week. If you have any questions about ukulele or brands, don't hesitate, post down in the comments, and hit subscribe if you get a chance so we can keep making videos. And we'll see you soon.